productivity, winning strategies, and aligning employer-employee goals. If this sounds like something your business could use more of, then you've come to the right place. The Business Mechanic Show with your host, Vaughn Sigmund. Let Vaughn show you how to develop, improve, and jumpstart your business. So now, please welcome the host of the Business Mechanic, Vaughn Sigmund.
Welcome to the Business Mechanic Show. This is your host, Vaughn Sigmund, co-founder of Results-Driven Leadership, where we help you fix your people problems. Today, we're going to talk about how you can simplify leadership. How? I want to get into a little bit of discussion, give you some quick tips on how to enhance your executive presence. Let's talk about what that means. So when we talk about climbing the leadership ladder, having a strong executive presence, being there, having that feeling or that essence of confidence and power and enthusiasm, it's like having a superpower. But here's the thing. It's not just about getting to the top or making yourself look good. It's about lifting up the whole team, the whole organization. And here at Results-Driven Leadership, we get that. It's about setting an example that resonates throughout the entire company, especially your team. Let me break down executive presence just a little bit more. You might think executive presence is something you're born with. I thought that for a very long time. I have since been proven wrong and have changed my mind. Yes, I was wrong once, but I was mistaken. Anyway, back to being serious. Executive presence isn't being tall or having blue eyes. That's not the case. It's a skill. It's a learnable skill, like learning to ride a bike or cook a decent spaghetti bolognese. It's how you carry yourself, how you talk, how you listen, how you connect with people on a real level. Not about faking it, but on a real level. It may take some faking it until you make it, because it's going to require some practice if you're not good at it, haven't been working at it. If you're looking to boost your leadership game, owning your executive presence is absolutely non-negotiable. It's not just about bossing people around. It's about building confidence, sparking engagement, creating a space where trust, new ideas, they all flourish. And today I want to share with you some of my no-nonsense strategies to get you there. And the three main topics: emotional management, thought leadership, and then more of a general topic of leading others, but some best practices, some tips that I've learned, I've seen others work on and get much better at. First, emotional management. EQ, right? Leaders need to be in tune with their emotions. You also need to be in tune with your team's emotions. It's key. You need to be able to read the room. You need to be able to own the room. You need to be able to influence the room. But you have to keep your emotions, or let's call it your emotional smarts, really sharp. So one thing that I think you should be thinking about doing is a couple times a day, check in with yourself. Stuff happens all day. We're up or down, we're highs and lows. We're going through firefighting and meetings and challenges and questions. A couple times a day, take a pause and ask yourself, how am I feeling right now? Now, there's no real need to do anything about it. Just notice. It's like checking the rearview mirror while you're driving. This isn't about acting, but about building a deeper awareness of where you at in an emotional state. Know that your state of emotion has a direct effect on your team. And are you in the right state for them? Think about it. Meetings. You're likely in a certain number of meetings during the course of a day or a week. Before you walk into a meeting, take a breather. Stop. Inventory yourself very quickly, seconds. And before you step into your next meeting, take a deep breath. Hold it at the door for a second, smile, and let's go in. It's a simple trick, but it makes a world of difference. Put on a genuine smile, put on some positive vibe. And this small ritual, again, back to the emotional state, you don't want to carry in a negative emotional state into a meeting. Check yourself, pop yourself out of smile and walk in there. Be a positive influence, have a positive impact. Be more approachable. You don't want to be that person everybody says, what's wrong with them today? I'm not stepping into that quagmire. I don't get my nose chopped off. Not all of you are like that, but there's plenty of you that are like that. And you just don't want to be that person. Be the positive vibe that builds and shows enthusiasm, engagement, awareness. And then on top of that, listen up. Listen. For the first few minutes of any chat, when someone else is talking, catch yourself and resist the temptation to glance at your phone, glance at your laptop, or even catch yourself thinking about how you're going to respond to what they're saying. Just listen. You'll be amazed at what you pick up. Active listening is about challenging yourself to remain fully engaged with whoever is speaking with you, at least for the first 5 minutes of any and all conversations. And resist the urge to look away, break contact, break that connection, and you're likely to discover something that you didn't know before, or at least get new insights or new perspectives. When you're given your undivided attention, it opens you up. You're going to hear things that you likely would not have heard before if you were distracted in any way, especially distracted in your own mind, thinking about how you're going to respond or how they're wrong. You do it. And really resist this one. During discussions, allow others to speak their thoughts completely. Don't be an interrupter. Don't be that person. Nothing's more annoying than that. And you likely are interrupting people because you're really anxious to get your points in. You're probably coming from a good place. But if you're interrupting people, it distracts their thoughts. It distracts you from being able to absorb. Maybe you're going to get a piece of information that would alter the way you're thinking or your beliefs or your opinion on something. So listen. And then shout out the good stuff. What do I kick off your day or any meeting? I know L10 meetings, they always start with something good that happened. And I love calling out something great someone on your team has done. It sets a positive vibe right from the get-go. And positive communication, as I often say, is rocket fuel to you, because you feed off of that, but especially your team. It's rocket fuel for your team's engagement, their enthusiasm, their respect for you. Here's an idea for you. Send a short email to your boss highlighting a recent achievement of your team and ask them to come out and let the team know what a great job they're doing. Go upstream a little bit. This not only showcases your leadership, but also fosters a culture of recognition and positivity. Your boss probably at times, unless you're very fortunate, needs to be reminded that they need to do some recognition. We get so caught up in our day-to-day and we forget about the recognition part. Or I encourage everyone, and many, if not all of my clients, start every day with a 5-minute stand-up meeting, 5-minute check-in, quick, to the point, what are we doing today? But start it with a positive recognition, either for the team or for a team member. Positive. Now let's move on to the second point, which is thought leadership. Being a thought leader isn't about being the smartest person in the room. I heard a line, I can't believe I went as many years as I did without hearing this line before, is you may be the smartest person in the room, but you're not smarter than the entire room. Think about that. But you don't ever want to be perceived as that person again who thinks they know everything. Don't come across as a know-it-all. It stifles communication. And if you're, on the other hand, somebody that's fairly passive, that you're very selective in how you participate in sharing your thoughts and opinions, you need to do the opposite. One needs to stifle it. One needs to boil it, because it's about steering the ship with bold ideas and an open mind. So speak up. Don't just warm a seat in a meeting. Be a participant. Be a contributor. Throw in your ideas, your perspectives that likely may not ever hit the table. Your voice matters. Don't ever believe that it doesn't. Very often, those who sit on their hands and hold their opinions back think that they might sound silly, or it might be out of context, or they could out and out be wrong, and people would point that out to them. I cannot tell you how many times I felt the same thing, but I put it out there, and it was always 100% of the time accepted as being a great addition to whatever we were talking about, if not a complete game changer. You got to be willing to be contrarian every now and then too. Your voice matters. That's executive presence. And then be innovative. Make innovative contributions. For example, during team discussions, make it a point to offer at least one alternative idea or perspective. Now, you're not going to do it every time, but be thinking about that. Make that as a goal, because this encourages diversity of thought and can lead to more innovative solutions. It will redirect other people and their thought patterns, where they're going with their thoughts. They could be very set and where they're heading with their ideas. You could open it up to a whole new avenue. That's executive presence. Don't sit on your hands. Don't let others lead the room. Don't let that person be the dominant force in the room. Get in there. You have ideas, you have opinions, share them. I promise you, you'll be surprised at how spot on and supported you'll be. And then this is really important. I am a huge believer in this next point, and I commit to it 7 days a week. Stay sharp. Make a habit to catch up on industry news, a topic that is related to leadership or management, or something that's going to make you better at work or more knowledgeable at work. It keeps you with fresh ideas, it keeps you plugged in, and it keeps you relevant, keeps you informed, and it keeps you ready to bring fresh ideas to the table. If you're not receiving new information, you're captured in this cocoon of knowledge. You want to open that up. How I do it, I think, is how many people do it, is just establish a routine. Set aside 30 minutes to an hour, preferably first thing in the morning. Find a source. You can put Google alerts out there. You can find newsletters. There's Newsbreak. There's Flipboard. There's a million places you can go find, select topics, ideas, industries, and they'll just feed you information. You don't even have to go looking for it. It's all on the page for you because you want to be a subject matter, if not the subject matter expert. Hope you do that. And then think about doing a brain dump every now and then with your team, at least monthly. Set aside time to just brainstorm. No holds barred. Everything is on the table. What are we doing that's stupid? That used to be my favorite one. Still is. You're looking for quantity over quality here. You just want to get a bunch of stuff out there because those golden nuggets, they'll come tumbling out of all this getting on the table. And yes, it may be a bitch session, but if they're not bitching with you, they're going to bitch with somebody else, if not each other. Wouldn't you rather know what they're complaining about so you can do something about it? Maybe fix it, maybe alter it, be the leader around it. But for sure, set aside time for an unrestricted brainstorming session focused on company-wide issues, team issues. This enhances collaboration. It allows people's opinions to be heard, makes them feel important, makes them feel part of something bigger. And then write these things down and come up with as many solutions as you can with the group without any self-editing. Just go for it. Everything's game. And this exercise, if you'll do it, it's scary. It may seem like a waste of time, but friends, it is a game changer. And it's 30 minutes to an hour of well-spent time. And I did it for a very long time in my executive background and experience. And it made me so much smarter, but it also brought ideas and thoughts to the organization that we never, ever, or maybe it'd been a long time before we ever came up with it. And it allowed me to be somebody that people came to with issues rather than each other. It cuts down on gossip, friends. And let me just ask you a question. Do you think you're collaborative? Are you sure? Have you even thought about what the elements of being collaborative are? If you're interested in being more collaborative and want to improve your skills, I put a link in the show notes to download our results-driven leadership assessment. Self-assessment is free to determine your skill level. It's about 10 questions that you rank yourself on. It'll give you a much better idea of what you're really good at. I know you're good at some of them, but where you might have some shortcomings and start working on it. That's about your self-development. You're listening to this podcast to develop yourself. This is a great tool to do it. When you become collaborative as a leader, it not only brings you executive presence, it gives you a next level power that you won't believe. Respect like you wouldn't believe. So check it out. Download it for free. Now, the third element of executive presence is leading others. It's a little broader, but here's a few key points and what I feel are very important in leading others. It's more than just delegating. It's about empowering your team and you and your team working towards a shared goal, alignment. So you want to prioritize, right? You want to prioritize with purpose. So start your day by figuring out your top 3 tasks. Start every day with your plan. And if you are doing your 5-minute stand-up meeting in the morning to kick things off, share it with your team. Share with your team these 3 priorities, these 3 tasks that you're getting done today. It shows you've got a plan and that you value their input. What do you think about these? Am I missing something today? Begin your day by listing 3 key tasks, prioritizing them. Share these priorities with your team in your 5-minute stand-up, inviting their input. And provide clear focus, because being able to do that is invaluable to the team. And you want to be able to also set the example of being strategic, being planned. That's often a very big frustration for leaders, managers, is the team is not working on what they should be working on. Think about that. Second one, manage by walking around. If you listen to this show a few times, you've probably heard me say this before, but get out there, touch base with your team informally. It shows you're approachable. It shows you care. It is fire prevention. A lot of things get cut off before they become issues by you being accessible. And it's really essential in leadership to have a personal, professional relationship with everybody, connection with everybody that works with you. So check in with a few people. Take the time for a short, informal conversation with 1 or 2 or 3 of your team members. You might want to offer a bit of encouragement. Keep it under a few minutes, maybe spend 10 minutes a couple times a day doing this. Maybe longer. I was always on the longer side than the shorter side because I don't know, I just fed off of that sort of thing. But keep a limit to it. But these interactions can't be fake or phony. They've got to be really spontaneous. You have to be genuine with this. Remember that active listening thing that I talked about earlier? But managing by walking around, open your eyes, open your ears, go and see, be accessible, be visible, be open to new ideas, thoughts, complaints. Again, if they don't complain to you, who are they going to complain to? You want to be able to handle those. You cannot manage from an office or a cubicle. Just can't. That spreadsheet's not going to tell you what your eyes can go see when you're out there observing actual behavior and interacting with your team. And speaking of team, you want to be a team player. Here's what I mean. If someone is stuck, if someone is overwhelmed, someone needs some help, roll up your sleeves and help out. It shows we're all in this together. Don't hesitate to offer direct help to one of your team members, someone that's facing some kind of challenge in a task or a project, because your willingness to assist, not only it resolves a potential bottleneck or constriction, but it also strengthens your team's cohesion. And the byproduct is you earn respect and you cement yourself as a team player. This is what I mean by being a team player. You cement yourself as a team player, and never a manager who is too good to do what you expect them to do. I don't think many of you are that type of individual. But I can tell you, if you spontaneously clean the break room, mop a floor, load a truck, whatever, throw in every now and then. It doesn't have to be all the time. In fact, it should never be all the time, because you can't get your big stuff done then, right? But help out every now and then. They will so appreciate that. They're like, ooh, look at Vaughn over there getting it done. Thank you, Vaughn. They'll be thrilled to see you do it. And the last thing under leadership is, and it goes back to collaboration, but you need to set goals together. Arbitrary goals suck. And they usually, when you're setting goals, you want them to achieve something. And if they're arbitrary and your team has no say in these goals, or at least how they're going to achieve the goal, the achievement is probably dead at the starting gate. So spend time with your team and come up with shared short-term goals, or maybe goals to achieve the goal. It's about moving forward together. And back to that brainstorming, spend time brainstorming and setting some realistic tactics or goals that you all can pursue together. And this not only aligns your effort, but it also enhances team spirit and collaboration. There's that collaboration thing again. What's next? Let me wrap this up. Boosting your executive presence, to some of you listening to this, might seem like a tall order, but it's really about a culmination of several little things. It's building some new daily habits that you compound over time. They build up over time. And of the things I listed today, there may be better ones out there, but if any of these resonate with you, pick a couple of these strategies I talked about and give them a go. Stick with them. Try it 20 times, 20 days in a row, or 20 collaborative meetings, 25-minute stand-up meetings, 20, I'm going to smile before I go into the meeting rooms. Try it 20 times and watch how it changes not only the way you feel, but the way others respond to you. It'll be a powerful change. And remember, leadership is a journey, and it's these kind of small steps that can lead to big leaps. And once again, if you're looking to level up your collaboration game, check out our free assessment. I promise you it's worth the effort. It's a quick way to see where you stand out and where you need to improve. Download our free assessment. Click on the link. Thanks for listening. That's a wrap on another episode of the Business Mechanic Show. If today's content resonates with you, then you're going to love what we have to offer. From performance coaching designed to enhance your potential, to executive coaching that guides leaders to steer their ships towards greater success. Remember, the best investment you can make is in yourself and your team. And the best part, prices start at just $47 per month, making top-tier coaching and training accessible for everyone. Check out our website, rdltraining.com, to discover more details on our programs and coaches. We have a link in the show notes to guide you there. Until next time, we're out of here.